we have to go. Wait, hold on, I have to tell you what happened. Otherwise we might get in trouble. It involved stolen money, the Valor Gang, and it was this close. The last few get-togethers, we decided that we would leave this country and go to MOROU to make a better life. We decided that we would become airship captains if we go there. And just last time we decided that we would take the no man's land convoy to get there. We wanted to save up this last week and then go. But yesterday evening, my money was stolen and I got all this. Let me tell you what happened. It was a sunny evening. It was very peaceful. I didn't expect anything to happen. I just got paid. I had my bag of coins with 21 cores that I could still spend. Feeling a bit overconfident, I just walked by the Valor district and its dingy alleyways and the fallen temple. I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna stop here at this cheap nutrient rod place and get our supplies for the week. I walked into the place and the first clue that I should have gotten was that the man behind the counter sent a young boy away that was working there before. I got a bit nervous about that, but decided to put on a stern expression and not let any uncertainty shine through and just ask for the nutrient rods. But at this moment, he's already in my head. He's taking his sweet while, packing up everything. And just at that moment, behind me, a man enters the shop. He's wearing leather that's completely pulled apart and dirty and a beard worse than mine. So as he comes in, he immediately starts running towards me. I get scared for a moment. I take the bag with coins and I'm trying to swing after him. But he manages to kick me in the chest and I fly against the counter that's right behind. At that very moment, the shopkeeper takes the money back and rips it out of my hands. As I'm turning around to get it back, he throws it over to the man. The man takes it and runs out the door. I pick up the nutrient rods and run after him. Naturally, he runs straight into the Valor Gang district. I'm so angry, I don't even care. So I follow him, right into the enemy gang's territory. I'm fast running into the most dangerous district of town, the thief with my coins right in front of me. He's really fast and disappears behind the bends. I'm not trying to preserve my energy so that I won't lose him, but as I'm running, I'm getting afraid. What if I run around a corner, he whacks me? But there's no choice, I can't slow down, so I just take a shot. And sure enough, he just continued running and up a roof. So I follow him, but he knows the terrain, so naturally he's quicker. So by the time that I end up on top of the roof, I look around and he's nowhere to be seen. I walk to the different edges and look down and he's not there. I'm slowing down and starting to think. My heritage is from a different gang. This is the Valor Gang and they don't like each other very much. But the last clashes have been 1 year and they're trying to get along with each other. This is a minor thing. I'm thinking the clan chief could probably use this as a way to create some diplomacy, show some goodwill. After all, even he cares about the fate of his soul, right? So I scan the skyline and sure enough, there it is, the fallen Edeni temple. Once in the time of the Immortal Kingdom, it was a house of worship in the sky. But now it's laying there flat in the territory. This is, to my knowledge, the Valor Gang's headquarters. I get off the roof and start walking towards it. The sun is already setting, but I'm keeping my feet steady. I want to look like I belong. But as I'm walking to the alleyways and getting closer to the temple, I'm being stopped. Two massive guys, clearly from the Valor Gang, are looking down on me. This is where I finally got a bit nervous about my plan. Two huge gang members are standing in front of me and two of them are walking behind me. I can tell, I'm not looking back. So a bit out of myself, I step forward and I ask the one gang member, hey, I need to talk to your boss. Upon which they both look at each other. He doesn't have time for you. I'm not budging, so I'm telling him, this is a matter of inter-gang diplomacy. I have an offer. So they start laughing and then one says, all right, he'll have his fun with you. I'll bring you to him. It's a bit insulting, but I take it. Naturally, I'm not really reassured, but I'm following him into the temple. As we walk through, all the rooms are on the side and hung with torches and lumotropic plants. And then we get into the inner sanctum where they finally managed to repair the roof, even though the whole place is on the side. It's really difficult to describe how disorienting this is. It made me nervous because I was already walking there. And then somewhere in the middle of the room, there was a big table and a giant chandelier from the ceiling, and there was the gang boss with all his advisors. The gang boss is in his 50s, grey hair, but huge build. He turns around and looks at me in disbelief. I stand there with my nutrient rod bag. So he says with a thick Old Tenorian accent, are you brave or are you stupid? To which I say, honestly, like an idiot, do they have to be mutually exclusive? There's a long silence as he looks at me. And then everybody starts laughing. He says, what do you need? with a smiley. He asked me what happened, so I tell him the whole thing with the thief, and I try to track him down. Then I came to him and he asked me how much money. I say 21 cores, and that's where he says, 21 cores? For that we don't lift a finger here. So he lets somebody come back and hand me the money, and then says, we should fight against a tax collector, not each other. Greetings to your boss. And now get lost. I'm quite relieved as I'm walking out of the temple and start making my way back through the Valor district home. But unfortunately, this was far from over yet. In retrospect, I should have known better. This pretty dark alleyway was lit with green-white light and was really narrow. I didn't go around, I walked through anyways. And that's where it happened. One guy came from the side and started walking next to me. And he started, hey, my friend, what's your name? I kept walking and just told him, hey, I just come from your boss. If you have any problem with me, talk to him. And he grinned and said, the only reason why you got so far is because he wanted to make an impression on his guests. And then two men came out from in front of me and started walking towards me. And at that moment, he grabbed my bag of course. As I wasn't letting go, one of the two men came running towards me and had a pipe in his hand. And that is the last thing I saw. I woke up and my head hurt. And I slowly struggled my eyes open and looked around, and there was straw on the ground, and I slowly stood up. And as I looked around, I saw that I was in a cell and there was a Valor Gang symbol on the side. So I walked up to the cell door and looked through. There were multiple gang members sitting around a table playing cards and losing money. I know what that feels like. Naturally, my bag of coins was gone and was sitting open next to the game board. As I was standing there and watching, one of them saw me and stood up and walked up to me and was like, hey, you! And he started opening the cell. And the others were shouting at him, hey, you always do that when you lose. He heard that, and instead of doing whatever he wanted to do, he just spit in my face and then rubbed my head through the ground. Then he stood up and walked out of the cell and closed it. Joke was on him because I managed to get a hold of his knife and I was sitting on it. No, I wasn't sitting on it wrong. My butt's okay. So I waited for them to fall asleep and started working on the lock. And I was very lucky because that lock was not great. But as I opened it, it snapped and it woke up one of the guards. And he looked around and tried to find a bottle, but they were all empty. He went back to sleep. So I snuck out, but then stopped at the game table and grabbed the cores. I got a bit cocky and I started to carefully place more coins into my bag. Right then I heard steps from outside the door and somebody was knocking and somebody was shouting, tax collector, open up! In an instant, all the men woke up and I bolted through the window that shattered and I fell onto the roof below. I stood up and I looked back up to the window that I just fell out of. And sure enough, all the guards were looking at me. I was in trouble. I look up at the gang prison from which I just escaped. One of the gang members is shouting from the window, hey, stay right there, or if we grab you, we'll kill you. Naturally, I don't trust the Valor Gang anymore. I don't know what they want with me in prison, so I just run. I'm realizing I have to get through the industrial district. And in this moment, I get the first bout of luck in this entire night. Right in front of me is the Valomar Arium port, in particular the cargo terminal. And there's one small Arium craft which is right now removing its ropes, getting ready to rise. It's on the lowest terminal, the Alto terminal. So I managed to climb up there and it's quite deserted, it's dark, it's the cargo terminal. I managed to hop onto the side of the ship where the ropes are stored with which the ship is connected to the dock, or was connected. But right as I jump on it, the ship pushes us up. I don't even have time to lay down, which you're supposed to do usually. So I hang on for dear life as the ship rockets into the air and then slowly finds equilibrium. It's at this point, when I reach this high point in the air, that one of the women who was connecting the ropes notices me and starts and reports me to the captain. And there's a whole, illegal passenger, yada yada. So I explained to them the situation. Long story short, they let me descend on one of their anchors to the ground and then continue their flight, which is very nice of them, and was also already outside the city walls. So probably if I had anybody watching me, they didn't see that I was taking the airship, but they're not taking the airship. So I dropped down and I came straight here. The question is, should we go back to take our gear? Should we just continue straight with the convoy? Or should we potentially be even faster, going to a tavern back in Valomar, taking an Arium craft, an illegal one? I've counted, we have 210 mud cores, so we can for sure pay the Arium craft. All three are possibilities, but I would need your opinion and then we'll go. If you're here up until 1 week after this video has been recorded, you can still vote on how the story continues. But if you're here later, we also got something for you. If you want to find out more about the universe, we made you small videos, images and text to bring you into the Soul Atlas universe and show you the lore. It's entirely free and you can find it with a link in the video description. So let's go today to MOROU. The no man's land. When people go in, the only thing that comes back out are stories of death and misery. Walk riders from the hand come in and hijack us, and because we are some nobody scoundrel airship, nobody would care, and they would bring us to the hand clan's territory, and there we would serve as a stake for some clan chief. We have to go through that no man's land. Here are our options.